beautiful people, how are you today? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jingy. In today's video, I am finally gonna talk about my interview experience for applying for CSM Foundation and CSM BI. It's 2 interviews, and I thought I'll just combine them two and just talk about interview experience and my personal advice or tips a little bit, and I hope it can be helpful. This is actually already take 2 because the previous video I took like a few minutes ago, I kinda rumbled too much about how I went to find agency to help me with my portfolio for my foundation and things like that, because some people ask me if I have applied through agencies and stuff. Yes, I did for my foundation, and I realized that's like a whole nother story. So if you guys want to know some details about how exactly I went to find agency and how they helped me with my portfolio for foundation, and do I think it's necessary to apply through agencies, or can you just work on your own? If you guys are interested on those questions, please leave a comment down below, and I think I'll make another separate video on that. But today I need to focus and keep it short and helpful for you guys. So we're just gonna talk about the interview part of my CSM Foundation and CSM BI. And as usual, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really encourages me to make more videos for you guys. Okay, let's get started. And it's still early in the morning, so I'm still sipping my coffee. So it would be great if you just grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea with me, and we can just have a lovely chat in the morning. Okay, let me think. Okay, so let's just start with my foundation interview. I just want to let you guys know, I don't know how it works, but the year when I was applying for foundation, I didn't do any mini mini portfolio online. I think the rules were just a bit different, and we had this an office. Yes, we had this office in China. There's an UAL office in Beijing, and there's another one in Shanghai. I think there's another one in Guangzhou or not. I'm not sure about that one, but I went to the UAL Shanghai office to have a face-to-face interview, and I applied through agency, so they just submitted they submitted my application, personal statement and stuff to Shanghai office, and they just gave me a date, and I just went there and to have a face-to-face interview. I know it kind of differs for different people from different country, different nationality, different education background. I don't really know how it works every year, and I'm sure the rules change every single year as well. So you need to figure out how to apply for those things. And I get so many questions on Instagram, just throwing questions like, how do I apply? How do I do this? How do I do that? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need this? Do I need that? And I sometimes get so frustrated, because those questions, you can find all the answers online, or ask for CSM or on website, or email them and get a really official answer for your questions about your application. You really shouldn't just ask a random person who is not applying the same year as you, and who's not keep tracking keeping track of all the rules changing and all that. And also I don't have time to do those things for you. It's just like, it's wrong. You need to figure those things on your own, because I did that on my own. Everyone did that on your own. It's like, this channel is for, the main purpose of this channel is to share my experience and share the like knowledge I've learned from CSM, like how you do your research, how you do your sketchbook, how to like change the way you think to be more creative, things like that. That's what this channel is for. But it's not for me doing labor, like research work for you, so you can just sit down and wait for other people to do things for you. And if you have that attitude, you're not gonna go far at CSM, because it's a school that highly depends on you working on yourself and being independent and just like own your own you know what I mean. So just like, don't be lazy, do your work. If you want something, go get it. And I know it's very exhausting, but it's a long process, but you will feel really like satisfied and proud of yourself after this whole thing. And I realized I ramble a lot again. So anyway, I went to Shanghai office, and I knew my date of my interview. So fun fact is, a week before my interview, the person from Shanghai office, I don't know what she does exactly, the teacher or assistant in the office or something, someone who is in charge of communicating with interviewers or something. She just called me and said she saw some pictures of my work and she thinks I'm not good enough for CSM. I'm not ready, I'm not mature enough, my work is childish and not professional at all, and it's very clear I have no fashion background, I've never done fashion sketchbook before, my work is just very chaotic and all over the place, basically just like put me down so much. And she said I should consider applying for LCF or other fashion schools in the UK or in New York. Do I know how great CSM is? It's for people who are really talented and who are really crazy, creative, unique and stuff. Basically just like loads of ways saying I'm not good enough. And she said usually they suggest people who they can see is not good enough, just like give up and not take the interview, because they don't want us to feel too bad about ourselves when they let us down. And I said, I still wanna do the interview. I know my work is shit, but I still wanna do the interview. And she was like, okay, it's up to you. Okay, then you can come to Shanghai and take your interview. And after the phone call, I just like cried and cried and cried. That's why I have been procrastinating about this video for so long, because it's just so much memory. Like I sometimes like I black out a little bit about things that happened in the past in order to just like focus on the moment and things that's happening right now. But whenever just like when I think about the past like this, I feel like, why do people do this to people? You're like, why do you say things to someone who is chasing their dream and someone who is so vulnerable and fragile? And people really shouldn't do things like that. And I was so hurt, and I just like after I seemed really calm on the phone, and I said, yeah, I still want to take the interview. Sorry, I know my work is shit and you don't think I can get in, but I still want to do the interview. I didn't say anything else. I just like hung up and just cried and cried and cried. Just like still users, and my family and my friends, they asked if I need them to go to Shanghai with me, and I said no, I kind of want to face this alone, because I was under so much pressure, and it just, I feel like I don't want to disappoint anyone, and if I really didn't get in, and when I walked out of the office, I couldn't bear any like face of family or friends like all hopeful and everything, and I didn't have any strength left to deliver the disappointment to them, and I was so stressed and so hopeless and so sad. It's like the interview hadn't even happened, and she told me all those things, and I was like, am I really that far away from Central St. Martin's? Am I really that bad? Am I really that not good enough for Central St. Martin's? And I was just like so sad, and I started packing my work, and I had 2 huge suitcases, and I bought tickets to Shanghai, and I got a hotel room in the same building as the interview, because it's just too important. I don't want to be late or stuck in the traffic or anything, and I went there a few days before my interview, just want to kind of adjust myself, and also I still had a little bit of work to do, like clean up my sketchbook and organize everything and my samples. Just want to, like when things are so important to you, you want to make sure everything goes right. So I went there and called my mom and told her I'm fine, just like eating, sleeping, and working a little bit and adjusting myself. And I don't know, it's just like, oh my god, I don't know, whenever I think about those days, just like so surreal, because I was so stressed, and I feel like I was so close, so close to like mental breakdown before my interview, because everything never ever felt so far away from me. Central St. Martin's, my fashion design dream, everything I ever wanted at that moment, it was so close to my interview, and everything felt so far away. The reason I am pushing myself to make this video at this moment is because I know a lot of you guys are applying for foundation or BA mostly, like in recent few days, and it's a very stressful time. I just want to let you know, I know how you feel, I know how other people feel. Maybe not those like amazing talented people, but like normal people like us. Believe me, I know, I get how you feel, because I was feeling so fragile, so hopeless. And imagine just before your interview, somebody told you, "Wow, you're not good enough, you'll never get in." And I get some messages from you guys and saying somebody told you you're not good enough, and you feel uncertain about like your dream now, you don't know what to do. And whenever I get messages like that, I just want to give you a big hug and tell you, ignore those people. They are horrible people. I still don't understand why people do this to people. You don't have the right to tell anyone you're not good enough. Seriously, I don't know if I'm being mean, but it's just, it makes such a huge impact on somebody, and it might just change somebody's life to another direction. That person might just give up something so huge and big because you said something so stupid and irresponsible, and you didn't even think before you say those things. And cases are, it's probably not true, and also we don't know people, we don't know other people, we barely know ourselves, and we barely know our capability, our potential, and you can't even say to yourself you can't do it because you don't know if you can do it or not. So you can't say that to other people because you have no idea what they are capable of and what they are like, what they have potential for. I know I'm being like a bit bitter about this, and I'm not just like blaming her or anything. It's just I feel so bad for that little girl, the old me, the girl who got so scared after the phone call and cried and cried and cried over and over again. The girl who wanted CSM so much but got so scared because people told her you can't do this, you're not good enough. And whenever I see that little girl in my mind, I just want to go hug her and tell her just ignore those silly people and believe in yourself. I know it's so cliche, but believe in yourself is so important. You have no idea how close I was to just give up. I was like being like a crazy person in the hotel room. I better eat anything, and I just drank coffee, and I was just like sitting in front of the window and looking outside, and it's Shanghai, it's gorgeous, it's amazing, it's everything seemed so fake at that point, and I couldn't picture anything. I couldn't picture me studying at CSM or anything. It was just like the end of the world. It felt like the end of the world. It's just like I only went there like 3 or 4 days before my interview, but those 4 days felt like forever. I was just in this dark hole, and not to mention I didn't do any work at all. I just like, I don't know, pretending to be working to make me feel better. So like, okay, and it's finally the interview day, and I just like dragged my suitcases with all my work and to the office, and the office people were so mean for some reason. I don't know, they are just never in a good mood, and they just like kicked me out, says you're too early, why are you here, like you're getting in the way of other people, and they barely looked at me, and they just like asked me, have you prepared your answers for your questions? And I said, I didn't know we are supposed to prepare answers for questions. And the girl just said, sure, what are you applying at CSM? And I said foundation, fashion and textile. And she just asked me, do you know who teach your major at Central Marketing Fashion Textile? And I said, no. And how dare you coming to apply for this major and don't know who teaches this, who is the main like tutor, and who is an important person in the school, who is what, who is what. And I was like, what? I didn't know I was supposed to know that. I thought I'll meet them when I get in. And she's like, do your research. You only have a few hours left for your interview. You need to do your research for your school. How can you say you want to apply this school if you don't know who teach you and who is important and blah blah blah? And I was like, okay. But I didn't do any research. I got so fed up about those attitude and stuff. I realized this video is like for a little bit like complaining or something, and again I'm not complaining about any people, and just like remembering stuff that happened and remembering how everything was like making me feel so stressed and hopeless and things like that. It's nobody's fault, it's just like life. So a few hours before my interview, and also I got up early and did my makeup, my hair, and picked out my outfit and jewelry and everything. And after I talked to the office people, and I just like went back to my hotel room, and I just started crying out of nowhere. No, it's not out of nowhere. It's like it's time. I think it's time. Like I realized I was shaking because some people ask me how much time I spent for so much amazing work sorry, for my foundation application, because I had loads of work. I basically spent the whole year preparing my work for applying for CSM foundation. I know I did way too much, but I had no idea at that time. At that time, all I was thinking about is I want to do everything I can think of, everything that's in my head. I want to get it out on the sketchbook and show people, because I really want to get in. I don't want to like chance anything. I want to get it. So I did a lot of work, and it's been a really hard working year. Alright, it was a really hard working year. I was already very exhausted, like mentally and physically. And yeah, I was in the hotel room, all dressed up with makeup and stuff. Then I started crying so loud. I don't know, I guess maybe science can explain this a little bit, why people cry when something so important is coming. I think I was crying out of fear, because before that year, the whole long process of preparing my portfolio, my sketchbook, the whole long process, it felt okay, because it's like during that year of preparation, even though CSM still felt far away, but I was working hard every day. So every day when I go to bed, I feel like I've done something towards my dream. I feel good about myself. But unlike that day, the interview day, and because I knew we were gonna get the result right away in the interview, whether I can get in or not. So the thought that I'm gonna know whether my dream is gonna come true or not in a few minutes, it's so scary. I don't know how many of you had that kind of feeling before, but that's when I realized, like truly realized how much I wanted this, like how much it scares me, and how much pressure it has put on me, and how hard I have worked for this, because of how hard I've worked on this and how much I want that. So equally, how vulnerable I was feeling, how fragile I was feeling, how hopeless I was feeling, because like I couldn't bear to think about failure. I couldn't. But just like whenever my mind goes like, what if? And I was like, stop it, Jingy. Don't think about what if. There's no what if. There's no what if. And my mind is like, but what if? And I was like, stop it, Jingy. Stop worrying. Stop like being so annoying. But I know it's so hard. It's so hard because we're human. I think naturally humans are vulnerable towards things that really means things to them, and towards things that are important to them, towards things they love, people they love, and we are really fragile. And when we are so close to get what we want, and when the thought of not getting it just like keeps trying to find a way to get through you and get you, you don't let it get you. Remember. I know it's hard and it's kind of sick in a way. I mean, this whole application process thing, because it's a bit torturing mentally and physically, and I think I don't know about you guys, but I was feeling unwell, like really. It's just too much pressure for a little girl like me. um, and I tend to put much more pressure on myself also. It's my personal issue, but like in general it's like too much. And I was crying and crying and crying, and I looked at the mirror and okay, I ruined my makeup, and okay, I need to redo my makeup. But after I cried and cried and cried, I kind of calmed down. So I just like redid my makeup, dragged my suitcases back to the interview office, and I just like waited. And then it's my turn, and I think I didn't really talk to anyone because nobody was paying attention to me anyway before the interview, and they were talking like they heard somebody already got an offer, so that must be the last one of today, and then somebody got another offer, blah blah blah, and oh my god, oh blah blah blah. And I was like, phew, phew, phew. I actually calmed down at that moment. I actually think that was a good cry. Like, after that cry, I was like, whatever happens, happens, and whatever happens, it's meant to be. So I just waited, and they called my name, and the interviewer was in this little box office thing, and it's so weird. They don't allow me to go in and put out my stuff, which I planned to do, and I thought I could like present my work so nicely on the table, and I know where to put my sketchbook and stuff. But nope, they just like they didn't allow me to go in, so they just like asked me to hand my work to them, and they just like kind of throw them on the table randomly, like mixed up. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not getting better, but whatever. And I think at that point I was so tired, I didn't even have any strength to say anything, so I just waited outside, and the interviewer just like looked through my work in the office without me talking to her for a while. And then I don't know how much time after, it felt like forever. I was like nervous and outside. Yeah, I was just like nervous, don't know what's happening, and outside of the office until she called me in, and then we just started talking, and just like I don't remember much. I don't know, I think I blacked out again. It's just I don't remember so much about the whole interview process, and now I realize if I had a YouTube channel back at that time, I would like make a video right away to tell you guys what happened. But right now, even though I think really hard, I don't remember much. I only know like she asked about my project, and she really liked how my 3 projects are very different, and it showed different characters. Even the little drawings I did for each project, they are different. They are like different girls with different personalities, but still they are also all me, sort of thing. And she asked, did I get to the interview okay? Am I from Shanghai? And I said no, I actually live in Beijing, and I just came for the interview. And she already saw how much work I brought with me, and she was like surprised I was here alone. And I said I don't want my family or my friends to worry, and I couldn't bear the pressure of thinking about disappointing any of them. I just feel like this is the biggest moment in my life, and I want to face it alone. Like oh, also fun fact, She didn't ask me anything about who teaches me at Central Martin's Foundation. Just randomly saying. She didn't ask me if I know any important people at Central Martins, or do I know who's gonna teach me and things like that. I think she also thinks I'm gonna meet them anyway. So we just like talked a lot of things, and like not so much about my work, like weirdly or normally. I don't know how other people go through their interview, but in my interview she just said I did way too much work. She says she can see I'm going crazy here, and I said yes, I am going crazy. It's like I'm holding up the last bit of sane in my body to go through this interview, and I told her I know it's embarrassing, but I just went in my room to cry for like an hour before this interview because I was so nervous. And she was like, look at what, like how much work you've done. You've worked so hard for this. And I said, yes, I really did. It's not like something I was being cocky or something. If you've seen my videos of the sketchbooks I did for my foundation application, it was like a lot of work and I was really exhausted, and I actually threw one project out and I didn't make any video of that. By the time I make videos I already didn't have it, but it was a really shitty project. It's like the last project I did for applying for foundation, and she said that's the worst project in my work because I was clearly going crazy. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like making crazy color, waving things, like doing things for the sake of doing things. And I said yes because it was like only a few days before my interview and I couldn't just like sit there and doing nothing, and I just like, because it's so important, I just want to keep doing things to make myself feel better, and like so I did this horrible work. And she said okay, she's gonna ignore this crazy part, but I already have done way too much. But there are some really good things she really liked about my project. She really liked the third eye project. You guys can see the sketchbook video in the sketchbook playlist. And she liked how I just focused on something, the little circle thing, and focused and doing a lot of experimental process about it and things like that. And that's my first project as well. And she really liked my Yunnan project, and she just started like talking to me about how she thinks I'm actually a textile person, maybe not so fashion. And that's like she just said like before she said I was gonna get the offer, she said I'm not worried about you getting in foundation, but she didn't say she was gonna give me the offer yet. And she just said I'm not worried about you getting foundation, and I'm not worried about you getting BA. And I was like, what? Yeah, we were just like sitting across like a big table, and my work were on the table, and she was like sitting in front of me, and we were just chatting, and she was asking me stuff, and she said that, and I was like and she said yeah, I'm not worried about you getting foundation or CSM BA, but of course you're gonna get in. And what I'm actually looking forward to see is what major you eventually choose, because I just want to see through your work. I think you are a textile girl, and she showed me a girl who graduated from CSM Textile, and she is amazing fashion designer right now, and she said my work reminds her of her, and I need to have an open mind, just like explore things, and she asked what I want to do for BA, and I said women's wear. So funny. Yeah, and she was like, because all I knew about CSM was Sanchez and Martin's women's wear at that time, and she said, oops. Just remember what I said to you, keep an open mind and just like explore. And to be honest, like all I could hear was, oh, she said does that mean I'm in? Does that mean I'm in? Does that mean I'm in? My mind was like going crazy now, and she just asked what my plans are on my foundation and my BA, and I didn't lie, or just like, because I already had everything planned. I love to plan, and I'm the person who just plans everything. I can't go without my plans. So when she asked me my plans, I told her I actually want to keep learning English, because I want to sign for language schools while I am studying at CSM, because I feel like English is so important, and I can't learn very well if my English is not good enough, and I do love communicating with other people, and I want to push myself further. I've always wanted to be a writer, and I really want to write in English, and just like things like that. I just told her, and I just talked about how much I love English. So funny. And apparently she was like, good, like she was really pleased that we could communicate very well in English, even though at that time I think my English was way worse than my English right now, but still we could communicate, and some other stuff. But it was like the communicating, like the talking part was quite short. It's not long at all, and she didn't just like ask me like challenging questions or at all. She was so friendly, and then she just like smiled at me and started writing things. Oh, and I remember like she wrote my she read my personal statement and said there's something in me that's very, very different from other people at CSM, and she just truly hopes I never ever lose it, because it's so valuable and it sets me apart from everyone, and she can't wait to see my future and how I do. Like she just basically she said she can't wait to see how I do. What she said? Basically she just said she can't wait to see my future and how my career goes, and from here at CSM. She just said something like that, and I was like, okay, did she just say I got in? I was like, because I was so nervous, and like I knew maybe like a sane person already knew in the middle of the interview that I got in, but because I was so nervous and it was so important, so I was just like, not until she said you got in, I wouldn't take any words to think I got in, and then she's like gave me the temporary offer thingy, and wrote my name and Sanchez Martin's foundation, fashion textile pathway, blah blah blah, and handed it to me and said, welcome to Sanchez and Martin's, and I hope you are looking forward to move to London. And I was like, thank you so much. I know, it's so embarrassing. I'm not exaggerating, believe me. I literally burst into tears, like getting a little emotional right now. Just like, literally burst into tears. You know that phrase? It's not exaggerating at all. Because people really can burst into tears, and she just said, "Welcome to St. Joseph Martin's, and I hope you're looking forward to move to London." And I was like, holy just like immediately like crying, literally sitting in front of the desk and like, "Thank you so much, I don't know what to say now. Thank you. I don't know what to say now." Just like that, like I think probably for 5 or 10 minutes. Seriously, I know it's so embarrassing, and that's why I kind of procrastinated making this video, because it's kind of embarrassing. I'm sure there are like loads of people who just like have interview, go there, show them their work and get in and whatever, but for me it was such a big deal, and I was so happy, and like just like that moment, and I was just like I couldn't stop crying. I wanted to stop like 1 or 2 minutes later, like after she handed me my offer, and I was like I really trying, and I said, "Sorry, I really don't want to cry anymore, but I don't know, I just like I can't stop." Because this is literally my dream come true. I worked so hard for oh my god, Jingy. Yeah, seriously, that's what happened. I'm sure if you go to Shanghai office right now and ask them, "Do you remember that girl with 2 huge suitcases from Beijing and cried in the interview, like couldn't stop?" And they are probably gonna tell you, "Oh yeah, I remember that weird girl." And like my interviewer, she was so nice. She just handed me this huge pack of tissues and was like, and she was like, I don't remember what she was saying. Basically, she was like talking to another person from the office, and told them, yeah, I got the offer and things like that, and they were like, "Congratulations," and I was like, "Thank you, thank you so much. This is my dream come true. This is so embarrassing. I don't know what to say now. Thank you." Basically, that like went on for a while. Then I started packing, and she said she's so happy for me and I deserve this, and I was like, "Thank you so much, I'm so happy." And she asked me what I'm gonna do now, and I said I'm just gonna pretend being cool and pack my stuff and go out and shout and run on the street. And she said, "That sounds like a plan." And yes, I did what I said. I just like pretended being cool and packed my stuff, and like people just heard that I got an offer from for CSM, and they just came to say, "Wow, congratulations, can I get your WeChat, what's your name, and wow, you got in CSM." Oh, I don't know, it's too overwhelming, and I just like I didn't give anyone my WeChat or anything. At that moment I really just wanted to go out and shout and cry. So I packed my stuff and I went out of the office, and I left the suitcase in my room, and I just went out on the street. I didn't really run because it's like too many people. I started walking, and I called my mom and I told her I got in, and she was like so happy and everything. And then she booked a ticket from home to Shanghai, and we spent a few days together. after, because I told her I didn't want her to be waiting outside of the office room, because if I didn't get in, I want to have some time to be alone and just cry a little bit. But yeah, I called her and told her the good news, and I started just like wandering around in Shanghai, and I don't know, I think the reason I think Shanghai is so pretty is because I channel all that feeling, dream and chasing the dream, the lost, the fragile, just like everything, you know, everything comes along with chasing something you love so much and caring about something so much. And when your dream comes true, everything's so surreal and everything seems so trivial, you know, once you get that, it's weird. It's like your world just shuts down a little bit and you realize it's actually nothing. You were being so afraid of nothing. There's no big deal. Like seriously, like just like close your eyes and you can feel, seriously, there's nothing. Nothing should ever made you so scared, even though I know we're gonna be scared because we love it so much, we want it so much. But since it's probably quite a long video already, and I think I'm gonna like make another video on my BA interview because it's kind of different. The foundation one is like the little girl chasing dream, being so scared and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll make another separate video on my BA interview because it's quite different, because I applied BA from foundation and being already being a CSM student. A lot of things are different. My mindset, my mental state were quite different, and the process are quite different as well. So I'll make another separate video on that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's kind of silly, and I know there's not so much useful information for those who want to know exactly what happens in an interview, because seriously, I don't think you will ever know until you get that, because interviewers are human, we are human, and I don't think that they really plan what they say to each person, or maybe they have some standard questions, but I really think those questions are for people who they seriously can't think of anything to ask. Oh, but I do remember like the interviewer said my work matches my personality and my personality matches my outfit on my interview day. So believe it or not, I think since you are applying for fashion design, pay a little attention to the things you wear on your interview day. I know it sounds a bit superficial, but you know people have all those rules for interviews. You need to present the best of you, and yeah, we are lucky because we're applying for fashion design, so you just wear whatever that makes you feel confident, makes you feel you, and you will feel empowered with a nice outfit, and the interviewer will see you do care about fashion, not just like designing for other people. You live for fashion as well. I think like it's very important for designers to have that attitude, because especially CSM, I think you can see everyone has their style. It's like I don't know, it's just like, yeah, it's just like something across my mind. I think you guys might want to pick out an outfit that says who you are, but it's nothing relates to whether you can get in or not. It's just something I think that can empower you on the interview day, and also shows a bit personality I think personality is really important. Yes. What else? Yeah. So basically, this is my foundation interview experience. I let me know in the comment how you guys feel about this video, things I've talked about. And sorry, there's not so much like interview tips or experience that can guarantee you get in, because there's seriously no such thing. You just like do your work and bring your work to the interview and see how the interviewers feel about your work, and that's all. I don't think there's any tricks that can get you through the interview better than other people and speak English. Know yourself. Well, obviously be nice and be polite. Don't be arrogant or cocky. What else? Be punctual. What else? I don't know, just like, normal. Maybe search on YouTube what are the things to pay attention to when attending an interview. Just like general interview stuff. But other than that, I don't think there's any tricks or anything. You just go and be yourself, and maybe if you feel like crying, go cry before the interview. Just let the stress out and let like all the extra emotion out and calm down a little bit, and don't work yourself too hard before the interview. Kind of wrap it up a few days before the interview so you can get some good rest, some good food, and like sleep well so you have a nice skin and you look fresh and your mind is sharp so you can answer questions and you can think, and you can function as a normal human being sort of thing. I don't know, that's pretty much it. If I think of anything, I'll just add it in the next video. But yes, let me know what you want to know about the interview, and let me know how you think about this video. I hope this helps you in a bigger way, I think people who like to watch my videos, you guys got that idea. It's not, my videos are not like that secret recipe for your success or anything. I just like wanna share my experience and let you guys know you are not alone. Whatever you are feeling right now, we people who are already studying BA foundation, we went through exactly the same thing, and exactly the same if not worse. So the pressure you are feeling, the uncertainty you are feeling, like how scared you are right now, how stressed you are, how lost you are, all those feelings, I feel, yeah. Like it's just like I know it's so cliche, but it will get better, and this too shall pass. I don't know who said that, but and remember that all is well, all is well. Nothing really is that big a deal, even though it's a big deal. Just like you need to adjust your attitude towards things and just like find a balance. And whenever you feel like, oh, I'm such a loser, I can't make it, come and watch the video and see how much a loser I was. Just like I went through much more like embarrassing things before to get here, like way more than you can imagine. Like it's not a cool experience, it's just embarrassing, silly experience, and I don't know, I'm grateful for them, and you should embrace whatever you're feeling and you're going through right now, and talk about it with your family, with friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. just like let them know how you feel, and it's just like it will get better. And let me know how you feel. Leave a comment, and I'll tell you you're not alone, because I was there. Yeah, things like that. You got the idea. Um, Whoever got through this long video to here, thank you so much. You're so sweet. You must love me. Thank you so much. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. And let me know what you want to see in the next video, and comment it down below, and I will see you in the next video. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Bye.